Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Sir Muhammad Shafiz Saharan. We are from Group 1 and we are going to present about risk assessment on the impact of coronavirus disease 2021. I'm going to start the first part, which is introduction. Before that, let me introduce myself first. My name is Nur Syafika binti Abbas Ansari and we are from KBA249. The COVID-19 pandemic, which began to be spread in 2019, has had a devastating impact on the country, especially in the economic sector. Most companies, factories and businesses need to be closed and suspended, and as a result, many workers were laid off. This is very worrying for the companies and businesses if they had to stop their activities continuously. Therefore, in order to reduce the risk that can be worse than they occurs, businesses and companies need to conduct a risk assessment. Risk assessment is an activity carried out to estimate the risk of a situation that can be clearly defined or the potential of the threat or hazard in quantitative or qualitative way. Risk assessment also can be defined as an activity of checking securities with certain structure, making a specific recommendation or for decision making, using a risk analysis, risk estimate, and other information that has potential in influence decision. Therefore, how can risk assessment help the companies and businesses overcome their problem in this pandemic? This will be discussed further by the next presenter.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Sheikh Muhammad Adi bin Sheikh Ibrahim. So, the first thing in making risk assessment is identifying existing and potential risks. Regarding this topic, I would like to mention about the pandemic that been caused by the coronavirus disease that goes under fundamental risk, which affect the entire economy, also organization that conduct business under it. It also cannot be controlled by only one person. The identification of risk is helped by risk identification tools, and combination approach is the most suitable tools that can be used. It has something to do with the fact that there are many tools that can be used, such as flowchart of the organization operation and the financial statement of the organization, with the increase of expenses and decrease of income. Secondly, evaluation potential risk, which is this risk can be classified into low frequency with high severity, but it cannot be transferred, for example, insurance. The hazard for this risk is more to physical hazard. The pandemic can occur with the result of cases in every country and with poor management that has no consideration taken, such as social distancing or job rotation, can be the hazard to increase the chance of loss of organization when it is forced to shut down temporarily. The third step in risk assessment is examining alternative risk management techniques. Under risk control, there is loss control, and within it there are loss prevention and loss reduction. In this case, no organization can prevent loss from happen, so they can reduce the after loss or severity, such as adapt to the changes in the new norm or be alert with the help from the government. Next, selecting and implementing risk management program. The factor for selecting and implementing the risk management program, which is loss control, is based on non-financial criteria. It does not affect the growth of the organization, but more on the survival of the organization. Lastly, the process of evaluating, reviewing, and controlling the risk management program. This risk has never happened before, so every organization needs to be flexible because things change. Nobody had predicted that this situation can happen because the last time we had a pandemic is more than 10 years ago, but not as severe at this time. And that's it from me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Then I will continue the presentation. The identification of risks that negatively impact on an organization is speculative risk. Most of these risks are uninsurable, where their willingness to do that because of profit. The issue right now is related to COVID-19, where someone or a worker affected by the virus. Maybe the worker go outside for holiday, or they go to their family house, their friend house without know the place is risky place. But this person did not know that he are affected by the virus because he did not have any symptom. Then in tomorrow he just go to the work as usual and bring the virus to others. When the others get the virus and show some symptom, the leader will know about it. So the leader will tell the company. Company will have some problem to make checkup on them. And if them positive, the company will close the department. The department will close and affect the another department process. Then the current issue such as death at workplace. This is because the variants of COVID-19 now are really strong, where when someone affected by this virus, he did not have symptom, he did not feel anything, but when a time given are matured, he will feel like hurt attack, then he will death at the place suddenly. So if the death happen in a company, the company will be shamed and everyone or authorized people will arrest them.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Iliana Minti Aziz. My number matric is 2019207366. Today, I will continue with the risk 3, which is a financial value risk. Financial value risk can be defined as is where the outcome can be measured in monetary terms. Financial value risk on the impact of coronavirus disease 2019 COVID-19 is the worker leave without pay. According to Malaysian Association and Hotel MAH Kedah and Perlis, among the most employee given unpaid leave at Pelangi Beach Resort Langkawi, which is 320 people. As we know that during this pandemic, more people are suffering with their financial because they cannot go to work and their company are closed and shut down. A national paid leave policy is urgently needed to address the new coronavirus and to help protect the health and safety of the population in the future. There are 4 types of risk in this financial value risk. The first one is market risk. Market risk is the possibility that an individual or other entity will experience losses due to factors that affect the overall performance of investment in the financial market. For example, in this situation, during this pandemic, there are the things that increase their price in the market. The worker will be burdened because their financial are not stable. The second risk is credit risk. Credit risk is the possibility of a loss resulting from a borrower's failure to repay a loan or meet contractual obligation. For example, every person have their loan such as a car, house, motorcycle, and whatsoever. So, the worker's loan will be affected in paying in a month. The third type of risk is liquidity risk. Liquidity risk is a financial risk that for a certain period of time, a given financial asset, security, or commodity cannot be traded quickly enough in the market without impacting the market price. The last type of risk is operational risk. Operational risk is the risk of loss resulting from inadequate or failure internal process, people controls system, or from external events.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nur Wafa binti Muhammad Yusuf and I will continue with the conclusion. Alright, in a nutshell, as the previous explanation, we know that risk assessment is significant to be implemented, especially during the pandemic of COVID-19, various of business sector being affected. Thus, there are so many risks need to be handled by the business company. For example, fundamental, speculative, and also the financial value risk. The constraints that business experience have given a tremendous impact on their reputations and business operation in providing and supplying goods or services to consumers. Risk assessment is crucial because it can help to raise awareness and prevent hazards as well as dangers associated with the business operations. With the identifications of the risk, a business company would be able to decide whether their standard operations are appropriate or more control measures are required. Regarding the pandemic of COVID-19, the standard operations of business company should be able to follow the standard operations procedures SOP by the government and Ministry of Health, so that the business company would be able to prevent from spreading the virus at their workplace, as well as injuries or mortality from the outbreaks. Therefore, business company should be able to come out with an appropriate risk management method so that the risks are being reduced and the business company will be able to run the business smoothly. So that's all from us. Thank you so much.